Go over a few headlines, maybe a few calls. Welcome to Truth Hurts News. I try to make a thimble on AI. AI has no idea what I'm asking it to do anymore. Um, I'm not sure what's going on with AI, but it's getting more complicated to use. Just all I needed for is just to make me thimbles, and it's having a tough time even doing that. It can't listen to instruction properly, and I'm not a complicated guy. Things are simple with me. You know what I'm saying? Very simple, but very, very, very hard to. Okay, somebody's on the chat there. They got an alert. Yes, yes. Thanks for being here. Truth Hurts News. Yeah. We'll go over a few headlines here tonight. There's so much happening around the world. So much to cover. So much to discuss. Good. Sandy said she got a notification. Good, 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 good. Hopefully this works. No, I already discussed the thimble. I just... AI doesn't want to make me a thimble that will fit. And when I make a thimble that I like, it doesn't fit in the YouTube box. So YouTube won't allow it because it's bigger than 2 megabytes. So you know what? Screw it. Gives a rat's ass. No one cares. It's what I'm here to tell you that matters. I'm here to tell you what you have to hear, not what you need to hear. If you need to hear something, go look at Russell Brand. Go look at what's that idiot? Joe Rogan found Jesus in Fruit Loops 3 weeks ago. Go to those people. They'll tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to know on here. And that's how it works on this channel. Black Powder Bill's here. Good, we got 4 people watching. Nice. Good, good. We're getting yes, thank you, thank you. It's a new pilot episode I'm trying out here tonight. And I scheduled a new stream for tonight just to try it out. And then it deleted my mic in the night for tomorrow. I hope no one left. I hope no one left their clicked it for clicked the button for notification on that mic in the night because it got deleted. I don't know what's happening. Social media's falling apart. Internet's not working properly anywhere. We're getting complaints all over the world of internet failing. And so we got Maui Nick in the house. August in the house. Guys, do you know if I'm live? Because I get a lot of people messaging asking if this stream is live. Do you guys know if it's live? Because I don't think they send you a notification to a replay, right? Because I got 6,000 replays out there. I don't think you'd get notifications for any of those, right? So anyways, Truth Hurts News. Yeah. I'll take you around the office. There's the front door. And there's the front door. There's the main head office here where I do a lot of my research here for you guys. And there's a little bit of a side thing. And then a article scan there for you guys. This 14th day of September in the year of our Lord, 2025. Oh, yeah. And what else we got? And if you want to join our mailing list, MikeMartins1980@gmail.com. You can join us there if you'd like to. And get an email when I go live. Because you know what, guys? I don't even know when I'm going live anymore, to be honest with you guys. I'll go live. I will. I just don't know when I could schedule a proper date to go live with you guys. Again, I've been on social media for over 15 years. 6,000 plus videos. I think 5,400 are still on YouTube. YouTube took down 2,020 videos. We're in 2025. YouTube took down 2,020 videos. Yeah. So, very interesting time to be alive. Very interesting time. So we got Luna Jane Parker in the house. I got a note. Good, you got a notification. And I'll just go live when I go live, guys. Yeah. Pamela, thanks for being here tonight. One of our channel members. We only got 4 members on the channel. Thank you. And good, good, good. So I don't know who that is, had mentioned that hyperinflation starts happening. Yeah, we have a lot of hyperinflation videos we did it the last 10 years. Uh, Someone's asking me if I'm getting new Pokemon sets. Nope, I don't get Pokemon. I pre-order Pokemon, but I don't get any to my store. I sold Pokemon for 18 years, and I don't get it no more now that it became popular. So you make it popular. You make it popular for 18 years, and then it becomes popular, and they don't sell it to you no more. That's just how it works. All right, guys, let's go to a channel plug here. Guys, MikeMartinsTax.com, MikeMartinsTax.com. Go over here and get your, fill this out if you're having tax issues. Somebody will get back to you. And, well, there's the Mike in the Night for tomorrow under our member section. Guys, if you want to join the channel, become a member. And let's refresh it, and it should be, it's gone. Yep, it's gone. So, unfortunately, YouTube doesn't let you create multiple live streams into the future. It just deletes the one you have. It just deletes it, and it goes, yeah, so, guys, if you set your notification for that Mike of the Night for tomorrow night, go back, and I'll put one up tomorrow and let you guys know I'm really sorry. And there it is right there if you want to buy me a coffee. Let me grab the link here if you guys want to buy your boy Mike a coffee. I would really, 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 really appreciate it very much. And Lower Scratcher saying, Mike, you'd be a multi-millionaire today if on Bitcoin if you didn't sell Bitcoin in 2018. Nope. If I held my Bitcoin from 2018, it'd be worth $1.50 today. So that's just how it works. And I'm learning it. It took me to 47 years old to figure out how so many things are staged in your life in a way that it affects it on a grand world stage. I know it sounds weird. I know what I'm saying sounds bizarre, but what we are witnessing here today is we're a very interesting time to be. It is a very interesting time to be alive, folks. It is a very interesting time with the way things are moving forward, but it seems like we're going back. We want to move forward. Humanity wants to move forward, but there's something holding us back. These governments don't make any sense. These governments are purposefully destroying us. And I am just very interested in global governments have hit an all-time low. What was that? That was a Reuters headline. Yeah, global trust in governments hit all-time low. That was a Reuters headline. And then we have one from the, if you guys remember, I think it was the National Post or the Toronto Star. Canadians believe their leaders are leading them backwards, right? So it kind of reminds me of if you go back and start looking historically at things, of the Soviet collapse in 91. The system basically collapsed under its own weight of corruption and efficiency, right? It does make sense to where we're at right now. It does remind me of the 1991 Soviet collapse. That's Western countries are going all united, falling under the 91 Soviet collapse. And it collapsed under its own weight of corruption and efficiency. Huh. And then we got the 1970 stagflation. And then governments insisted all over the world that we're moving forward, but the policies dragged economies backward. Heck, we could go back to Rome's decline. The decline of Rome. The whole leadership eroded trust. I think we made a whole video on the leadership eroded trust. And it collapsed despite its public desire to advance. I think what's going to happen forward is you're going to see the civil unrest we've been talking about. We're going to go back to the year of the protest. We're going to be protesting heavy all over the world. I think more citizens will openly question its governments. Yeah, I think more and more people will question governments. Civil disobedience against being against these destructive policies. Very interesting time, folks. Really, really, really interesting time to be alive. And we're going to be seeing it soon. We're going to be seeing the system collapse. I think we're going to go back to the year of the protest. A lot of people would argue with me, no, the Great Protest was during the big trucker convoy in Canada. No, the Great Protest was in 2019, August, September, October, November of 2019, when we were covering on Mike in the Night. The episode is up. Worldwide, you can look it up, worldwide protests, they need to pull the trigger on a pandemic. If you guys remember that 2019 episode, watch it. It's up. It's on YouTube. Worldwide protests, governments panic, they're going to pull the trigger on a pandemic. That was the Great Protest. Syria was protesting. Lebanon was protesting. Haiti was protesting. Canada was protesting. Mexico was protesting. United States was protesting. Hong Kong was protesting. Australia was protesting. France, Yellow Vest Movement was protesting. No confidence in government. And here we are. 2025. We're going back to it now. DY is saying Nepal went batshit too. Oh, totally. Yeah, protests have started in Canada. Big protests coming to Canada, says Oliver. Sheila is saying, Mike, how do you know things? It freaks me out. No, Sheila, there's nothing to freak out. It's the playbook. In 2014, I made a video, or was it 2012? Yeah, I was still, what I do is I have to focus on where I was living when I made the video, and I remember the video. If I made it in my apartment in downtown Vancouver, if I made it in the townhouse in uptown Vancouver, so I could remember where the video was made, and I remember making that video in uptown Vancouver, so this would have been 2014, 2014-ish. I made a video about the playbook for you guys. I told you guys there's a playbook in existence. Now, the flow chart works like this. Climate change. Doesn't work. Pandemic. Doesn't work. Hot war. Doesn't work. It goes through a flow chart. Alien encounter. Doesn't work. Go back to climate change. Start some forest fires. Fire season. Doesn't work. Go back to just keep putting people in this vicious circle of death. They're putting us through this vicious circle of death where our minds are spiraling out of control, where people don't know if they're tricking or treating anymore. They don't know if they're tricking or treating anymore. That's the problem. Yeah, DY is saying they need every distraction possible. Stop looking at the sovereign debt crisis. You know what? Right now, guys, Canada is in a lot of trouble with the money laundering. I'm not kidding you guys. From 2010 to 2024 of March, the Chinese laundered $2.2 to $2.6 trillion in our real estate. We are in a lot of trouble here in Canada. Australia is not so bad, but it's $1.7 to $1.8 trillion. But Canada, we are so screwed here. That's why everywhere you go, it's homeless white people. You don't see Chinese homeless people, Hindu, Indian. You don't see homeless people of any other culture. You just see white homeless people. So Sheridan Forbes is saying 2012 10-pound bag of potatoes, 99 cents. 2019 10-pound bag of potatoes, 199. 2024 10-pound potatoes, 5.99. Hyperinflation is happening. Most Canadians just can't count. Yeah. Oh, the private sector gets hammered. The private sector is completely getting destroyed. because the private sector needs to keep wages up with inflation, or needs to keep wages up with cost of living. So the private sector, the mom and pops, need to dish out big money to keep their people employed so they can afford to buy food. Right? Once this Chinese money laundering came in 2010, the big money laundering, we're talking about where people are saying, oh, Expo 86. No. I'm talking about where governments signed the treaty, a pact with Chinese criminals to bring in their fentanyl, to bring in their laundered money, no questions asked, from 2010 during the Vancouver Olympics to March 2024. What happened was the locals just got priced out of their market. And then our mainstream media was saying, oh, yeah, it's supply and demand. We're not building enough. Now we got sitting on, some people argue, from 1.7 million to 3.8 million empty units across Canada owned by Chinese investors. Well, they're investors, Mike. No, they're criminals. They're laundering their money and they're parking it in our real estate and leaving it empty. If I tried doing any of this stuff in China, they put my head on a pike on the street. Because China protects its sovereign citizenry, protects its citizen. Mexico does the same thing too. You can't own anything. Oh, I'm expat. We own a house in Mexico. What are you talking about? You don't own nothing. You have a lease. You don't own anything in Mexico. It's in their constitution. So what happened? All this money comes into Canada. Canadians can't keep up. Now Canadians are going homeless beyond anything you could ever imagine. And what do? They offer them aid. Not US aid. They offer them MAID. They offer them MAID. Assisted suicide. Are you homeless? Do you want to die? And that's how bad it's got. It's got so bad in Canada that people, I was talking about Australia with the same thing, New Zealand with the same thing, the UK with the same thing, that China itself had to put capital flows on its money. There was just too much money leaving China, and we made the video in 2017, 2018. The video's up. China to put capital flows on its wealth. Trillions of dollars were leaving Chinese shores and into Canadian, blue states of America, Australia, New Zealand, the UK, real estate. We are in a heap of trouble. We all already set up for failure, right? It's horrendous. Sandy's in Canada. Oliver's in Canada here in the chat. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about here if you live in Canada. It's gotten so bad here, it's beyond that you could ever fathomly imagine. And that's why for all these years I kept saying, America, hey, wake up. Canada's your threat, not Iraq. Remember that, guys? Canada, wake up, America. Canada is your problem, not Iraq. Your security or your problem that you have with your security policy or whatever you guys have down in the U.S. Foreign security problems is Canada. That's your problem. And there we are now, Mike. There we are now. Sheila's saying, Mike, I saw a program in the United States, homeless people going missing. They are being sold. I wonder what's happening I wonder if it's happening in Canada. I know just before they pulled the trigger on the pandemic in 2019, we were covering on Mike in the Night how Chinese were kidnapping people, random people, in Western countries and then harvesting them for organs, usually drifters or transients and stuff. We were covering that. That was making headlines then. If you guys can you guys remember this for me? If you guys remember this, so it doesn't sound like I'm making this up, but like I still remember back in 2019, 2018, I could remember this like it was yesterday, how the Chinese were kidnapping people and they were harvesting them for organs or organ transplants. Maybe I'm off my rocker. But I remember this. I remember this making headlines. I remember this being something. You know? I just I don't know, guys. I just still remember this like it was yesterday. I remember there was a tribunal in London, if you guys remember. about organ harvesting. Do you guys remember that? Hmm. Anyways. Fulan Gong, someone said. Funlan Gong. That actually rings a bell. But, anyways. I still remember it like it was yesterday. Hey, Rick Hunter, what's up, man? Ah, Funlan Gong, the prisoners. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. And I remember the BBC covered something in 2019. If I stand corrected, the BBC covered something, and I think even Al Jazeera covered something on that too. Yeah, that was the Funlan Gong crackdown. I know what you guys are talking about now. I remember it now. I just have to go off memory, right? So it's yeah, one Chinese hospital went from 3 open heart surgeries to yeah. So I don't know why. Like growing up in Canada, being a Portuguese citizen, we were like considered trash. Like we were considered garbage. We were always asked by people in the public servants, and we're not talking about neighbors. What are you doing in Canada? What are you in our country for? And I'm like, I got older, started realizing, wait, we came here to build this damn country. My dad, his brothers, uncles, everybody, my mom's family, they all came to Canada to build this country. They worked on all these major projects. What do you mean, what are we doing here? And then in turn, my dad, in his mind, thinking, oh, I'm going to build the Sky Dome here. Maybe one day my son could have a job here. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. That's for people coming from China and India to go work. That's not for Canadians. Oh, not Canadians. That's not for Portuguese. That's not for you people. So I don't understand. I just never got it. I never got it. Yeah, low roller scratcher. A lot of people thinking because I own a sports game trading card Pokemon type store that I'm making a lot of money. The distribution company stopped selling me product when we got into an argument over taking the vaccine. So I don't get a lot of product in like I used to anymore, and they are starving me and my family from being allowed to be in business. Right, so they're starving us out of business. Just letting you guys know. You guys are probably wondering, well, Mike's on high hog right now. Pokemon's going good. I don't have any product in. They don't send me products. So a lot of people ask me that same question. Are you doing good with sports cards? They won't sell me products. We got into an argument over the vaccine, and that's it. I can't get product in. If I could order $1 million worth, and they'll send me one item for $40 or something, and that's it. Yeah, my son-in-law brother spends $1,200 a month on Pokemon cards. What the hell? Says Pamela. Yeah, yeah. It'd be nice if I could get it in. It would be really nice if I could get some in and make my family some money. But it's okay. Promote it for 18 years and then it gets popular and goodbye, buddy. CJ saying didn't know you were live. All right, guys. I'm gonna send out an email. I'm having troubles. Just having troubles getting things sorted. Um, Join our mail list, MikeMartins1980 at gmail.com. Whenever I go live, I'll only bug you if I go live with certain things. And then you can ignore the email if you want. You don't want to come and watch, that's fine. MikeMartins1980 at gmail.com. I could add you to my mail list if you want. And okay. We already have one person to add me. Good. I'll add you to my mail list if you guys want to. I'm just telling you what you have to hear here, not what you want to hear. That's just how it is on the show. This is what the show is about. You got to hear it. Got to hear it. 4 people hear what I'm saying, I'm happy. I don't care about anything. Oh my God, we got Sharon in the house. Gold Dust. How you doing? Message me on Instagram. I'll get you on the show if you want to come on, if you can. I don't know what time it is where you are. Yeah, I'm going to Portugal. I'll be gone. I'll be leaving in 3 weeks. Sure. Okay, don't use this. We just don't have any other way to call into the show, and Instagram's been very good with streamlining the audio, and it's been really good. We've had quite a few people on the show, and it's been really good. Someone's saying huge Mexican. Okay, let's get into some headlines here. Huge Mexican parties. All right, guys. Let's head over. Let's head over to see what Better Dwelling has here for us. All right, guys, let's head over to Better Dwelling. What do they have for us? This week's top stories: Canadian mortgage arrears surge, and Toronto's unemployment hits 392,000. Now, 392,000. Let's go to article scan here. 392,000. That's private sector jobs, guys. And okay, why is it like this? Okay, we got to open it independently. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so they changed this setup here on Better Dwelling. Sorry, guys, Okay, so it goes into other articles. Okay, it's complicated. Why are they Better Dwelling? Why are you complicating things for here? Make it simple. Just click on the article. Now it's going into, I guess, top stories. I don't want... Okay, so we'll go here. All right, let's start off there. All right, let's head over to Canada now. I guess we got to do this way. And, all right, let's do this. Canadian Big Six mortgage arrears surge above national average, and this is major. And I expect mortgage arrears to accelerate, guys. If job losses continue in the next quarter, there's nothing really predictable to that, but it's going to happen. It's going to be potential lawsuits from homeowners they're going to see too against lenders over aggressive mortgage terms. So you're going to see a lot of lawsuits from homeowners with these aggressive mortgage terms. I'm just throwing this out there. All right, so Canadian Big Six mortgage. So here it is right here. Canadian banks are seeing mortgage arrears rates climb to multi-year highs, according to the Canadian Bankers Association. And it goes into how Canada's population growth hid its rising household debt burden. Debt is death grip. Canadians are less satisfied with life. Which province is the worst? This is a good one right here. Let's continue reading this. And Canadians satisfied with life have fallen. They can't get up. So more and more Canadians. So Quebec, average life satisfaction per province. So I guess the highest satisfaction is Quebec. Then is that Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Canada as a whole, Ontario, BC, Alberta. Interesting, very interesting. And what else we got here going on? I don't know. Better Dwelling just set it up. It's just weird. I don't know. I'm getting lost within the articles. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry for wasting your time. Okay, what else do we got here? We got some Breitbart. Let's see what Breitbart's reporting here today. I don't mind going into American. I love American news because it kind of... American news ends up shaping up what happens in Canada, usually. But usually things happen in Australia, New Zealand, and the UK first, and then it moves around to Canada, or Canada first, then New Zealand, and then Australia, right? So it depends on how, yeah. All right, let's rock and roll here. Charlie Forever. And prayer vigil for Kirk in Washington, D.C. speaks. Speakers remember inspirational TUPSA leader. Is it TPUSA? Is that how it's pronounced? I don't know. Prayer vigil is held for Turning Point USA co-founder Charlie Cook in Washington, D.C. And let's just click on it and take a look. And should be... Oh, no. Okay. Enable cookies. Okay. All right, so we can't see that. Sorry, guys. This is just a pilot for the show. I'm just probably going to do an episode, and that's it. Just trying to find a way to do this, to kind of get some headlines without going to specific headlines and reading off headlines. Just trying to make sense of this, you know. Yeah, so let's skip Breitbart here. Let's skip this too. Just keep skipping stuff. Nobody cares about the Emmy Awards. That's our Canadian news. There's one here. There's one interesting, really one interesting one. If you guys are going to get one tonight, it's this one. Prime Minister announces former Toronto councillor to head up a new home building agency. And Prime Minister announces former Toronto councillor to head up a new home building agency. And what are they going to do? They're going to get a guy that's going to say, we're going to build homes, supercharge home construction. See, Canada isn't in need of more super home construction. Canada needs to get rid of it, like $2 trillion of its money laundering out of the real estate, free up the 3-4 million empty homes and apartments we have across Canada that are owned by Chinese investors or criminals or whatever you want to call them, and get us back that property on the market. It'll bring property values down 80%. We don't need government housing. You see what they're doing to the Canadians? They're creating more housing. Now, when did this happen? We covered this. Remember we covered this, folks? So we got a new housing minister that's going to build more homes for us. No, we don't need government homes, right? So here's the deal. We cover this. Justin Trudeau and Guelph to launch $4 billion housing plan, 100,000 new homes. New Zealand Kiwi build idea. That was 2 years, 8 months ago. We covered this. Now, hold on. Oh, my opinion. Look what I said here in the video. This is a lie. New Zealand tried the same thing. Same numbers, no results. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau stopped in Guelph on Friday to announce $4 billion. Now, watch our video 7 years ago. 7 years, 11 months ago. New Zealand needs more better paying private sector jobs. Kiwi home project, 100,000 new homes. So they tried, look, New Zealand, again, 7 years. New Zealand housing fraud. This will fail badly. New Zealand is set up for economic disaster. New Zealand housing fraud. This will fail badly. So there it is right there. We covered it right there. They tried the same thing in New Zealand. They tried the same thing in Canada 2 years ago, and it didn't work. So they want to build more housing for Canadians instead of Canadians actually finding a proper job. And the housing's 4 times your annual net income, not gross. So whatever you make 4 times net should get you into a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, attached home, detached home, townhome. Should be able to get you into something depending on what you make 4 years net. And unfortunately, Canada's trying to pull this one. They already tried it 2 years ago with 100,000 homes. New Zealand tried it 7 years, 11 months ago, and it didn't work. It failed badly. And we covered it here. We told you guys about it. And they're going to keep doing this. They want to keep socializing people, getting them out of their private residence and into something that's owned or part owned or partially owned by the government. They don't want you to own anything in Canada. And they want to tax you to death and price you out of everything. So this 100,000 home thing, no. Free up the 1.7 because we were already covering for you guys. Let me see if I can find it here for you guys. Vacant homes. Like look, this is just some of the stuff we covered for you guys here. Here it is. Right here. 25,000 vacant homes in Vancouver. That was 8 years 8 months ago. Are causing artificial shortages, homeowners wealthy on paper. Vacant home crisis, CCP money laundering. 1 in 10 homes are vacant. Right? Vacant homes will force more people into homelessness. Economy is too dependent on foreign investing. 8 years, 6 months ago. Vacant homes are destroying affordability. Taxing vacant homes won't protect middle-class citizens. So, here it is. So this is the 5 year ago. We did 1.34 million empty homes across Canada. That's CPP money laundering, hard at work in Chinese gangs. So we covered all this. And if instead of using taxpayer dollars to build this, to build 100,000 homes, they should focus on freeing up the millions of empty properties across Canada and putting them back on the markets so the Canadian proper can get into its own real estate. Woo! All right. All righty then. Oops, we gotta keep one of our pages open here, my YouTube channel, so we could go back and reference videos, so we could show you people that we already discussed this, and that this was already something that was happening. It wasn't something we're making up now or claim to know something, you know. So, all right, what do we got for natural news? All right. Sorry, guys. I got a few things done in the background here, and I'm just trying to figure things out as we go, and trying to figure out. Okay. The last T3-year Aussie home builders have been going bust, hit by loss of sale, increased cost of materials, red tape, increased cost of credit, low profit margins due to a lot competition. Yeah. I have managed to stabilize in poverty while Mike was covering the money laundering 10 years ago. Sadly, most did not make it this far. Yeah, a lot of people are doing really bad right now. I'm talking, a lot of people are emailing me, messaging me, getting all these messages from everywhere. A lot of people are having a really tough time, right? Yeah. All right. All right, let's get into some world news here. And groundswell against property taxes, a fight over ownership and equity. And states like Florida, Texas, to seek to abolish the radically reformed local property taxes. Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK would go completely bankrupt. Canada would go completely bankrupt overnight. The military would come in if we canceled property, or we had a revolt on property taxes. Let's open this one up. This one seems very interesting. And property taxes. A growing national movement led by states like Florida, Texas seeks to abolish or radically reform local property taxes. Yeah, where they have to. Okay, there, people living in those states are paying. I mean, most states of America are paying nowhere near what we pay for in Canada here. Yeah, I live in a two stop. My town has 2 stoplights, an intersection. 2 stoplights. I pay $4,700 for property tax, and I pay almost $1,800 for garbage pickup per year. 47 plus 18, 47, 47, 57, like $6,300 in taxes just to have a house in a two stoplight town, right? And here's the problem with property taxes if you live in Canada. Pay very close attention. Let's say you're paying property tax on a house that's worth $800,000. Okay. And your house goes down to $40 to more, it's worth $40. You're still going to pay the same property tax you're paying today. Property taxes in Canada never go down adjusted to property pricing. If your property tax is $4,000, $6,000 a year, $6,000 on average, and your house goes to $40, you're still going to pay the $6,000 on your property tax. It stays the same, right? So proposed solutions include replacing property taxes with a higher uniform state sales tax to fund local governments. A political legal battle over the very nature of property ownership is intensifying across the United States. Yeah, it's going to be the United States is going to spark this property tax revolution, but Canada would go completely bankrupt if we went. Governments the economy in Canada is built off money laundering from China, fentanyl from China, vacant homes left empty to create artificial shortages to make your houses worth more money, lines of credit that you take on your property, line of credit, that you borrow that money from your property that's not worth that much in the first place. That's what Canada's, and public sector, government jobs. Canada's economy is built off government six-figure income jobs to follow the status quo. Right? We got Alice. Woo! Hoo-hoo-hoo! Alice music in the house. Woo! All right, it's Mike of the Night. Thank you, Mike, for you gave us the warning long ago. Many didn't prepare. I was in high school the first time I found your channel. Wow. Wow. Well, thanks, Sheridan Forbes. Replace property taxes with sales taxes. That's what they do in Australia. Isn't that called something tax? What's it called? Stamp duty. Stamp duty. They got stamp duty down in Australia. Yep. Donaire is saying don't buy the junk builds. They're made of plastic. Yeah, it's all garbage. There's no more Europeans working on these homes anymore, folks. You're getting cardboard concrete. You're getting your cardboard concrete. Yep. You got your cardboard concrete. All right. What else do we got here for headlines? What else we got here? Kids and pills, medication obsession, on the biosphere. I don't know if you guys remember. I think this was on my previous YouTube channel, the 2008 to 2009 to 2012 channel. If you guys remember my previous YouTube channel, I was living in Vancouver, and where I parked my vehicle over by the golf course, there would always be this sprays like this geoengineering spraying that you're seeing here. That was always over me. This was like in 2009, 2010, just before the 2010 Olympics. I remember this. And then I remember making a video where I'd leave my car overnight in a certain place where I could get most of this stuff to fall on the car overnight. And then I would go out in the morning with the white sock. I don't know if you guys remember this. I'd go over with the white sock, and I'd wipe down that weird residue. I'd be far away from trees. I'd be far away from anywhere where birds would be flying around. I'd be in a position. I still remember I'd park the vehicle in a position where it would just get anything that drops out of the sky. If it rained, then oh well, I try another time. But I'd go out with the white sock. If you guys were, I would wipe the car with the white sock, and we had this really bizarre aluminum metally type liquid on the car. I don't know if you guys remember that. And people, and we were filming this, guys, and I remember I was out playing golf once. I think it was in 2008 or 9, where it would fly over just like that, and then I would be around trees, and then within seconds you'd hear it almost like it was hailing for 3 seconds. Like all around you, everything would be like they drop something on you. So lab tests confirm heavy metals like aluminum, lead, and mercury in rainwater and soil, matching coal fly ash, providing deliberate aerosol spraying. So if you guys remember back, Mike in the Night in 2019, just before they pulled the trigger on the pandemic, we had that gentleman from Australia that came on our show that told us that they were flying and they were getting paid to aerosolize the sky. That's what their job was. They sent us photos. They didn't give us full detail of the plane. They showed us the canisters on the side of the plane, if you guys remember that episode, where there was these weird canisters that were loaded on when he'd go up, and he'd be asked to turn it on at a certain time or a certain interval. So geoengineering destroys soil microbes, kills trees, increases UV radiation, threatening agriculture, biodiversity, and food security. Cloud manipulation, also control of water, food supply, enabling geopolitical manipulation and aligning with the UN Agenda 2030 depopulation goals. It's kind of funny. I still remember reading the UN Agenda 2020 for you guys back in 2018. Remember that? We were reading UN Agenda 2020 for you guys, and now we're talking 2030 now. Geoengineering worsens methane release from polar regions while failed methane degradation projects, Lucy/Alamo, further destabilization of ecosystems. States like Florida are banning geoengineering, but public awareness, whistleblower protections, and pressure on policymakers are critical to stopping existential threat. So, again, this aerosol spraying or sky spraying this crap in the sky is chemtrails, whatever the hell you want to call them. There's something called contrails, and then there's chemtrails, right? So we had that gentleman on the show that was actually showing us the aerosols, how it worked, and blah, blah, blah. It was very interesting. And it's now coming, it started with Operation Popeye, and it started with all that. We did a whole Mike in the Night in 2023 about weather modification warfare. It should be up, Mike in the Night. It should be on mikeinthe.night.org if you want to watch it. mikeinthe.night.org. Go look for it there, and you might find that weather modification Mike in the Night that we did with Collins. Really good Collins. All right. Rambler is saying something. I told this to my wife a few months back too. If you're a van life, it's good to write asbestos remover so no one tries to rob your van. Yeah, asbestos removal or explosive dearmination or something weird, like something to do with DY's got it right. Mike is a pariah, Scott. He's not going to get any help. Nope. It's every man for himself, folks. A lot of people, like for Mike in the Night, you guys have no idea how many people message me for Mike in the Night. Mike, come on, do a show tonight. Mike, come on, you go back on Saturday. Mike, come on, Mike. It's like, guys, this is like a public service I'm doing. I don't get paid, right? You could join the channel. We got 4 people that joined the channel. We got 4 channel subscribers that actually joined the channel, and they're paying their $14.99 a month. And I mean, they want to help out, right? But when you're making $400 or $500 a year on social media, and you've put out so much content, and you're right about a good chunk of this stuff, you're constantly right about a good chunk of this stuff, and you're batting 1,000, no one cares. Nobody cares. They want to know why Joe Rogan found Jesus in a bowl of Fruit Loops, right? Took my entire monologue on that too. We had a caller on the show last week that said, man, I got so angry when I heard him say that. He said exactly what you were saying. Yeah, well, he gets $1.8 million an episode. I get 34 cents, right? So that's just how it works. Doesn't matter how good you are, how right, or it doesn't even be right. You're just trying to be there with so much content, and Doesn't matter. Okay, let's Israel attack on Qatar. Israel's going to keep going. We told you guys in our November 2022 prediction. We told you guys, Middle East, Israel's going to quadruple down and go to war with all Middle East. And Egypt scales back coordination with Israel following Doha strike, issues stern warning against sovereignty violations. Ilhan Omar sparks outrage with comments over slain conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Again, see, she's allowed to speak freely in America. She's allowed to speak freely in America because she's in America, a Christian-found Ten Commandment country. If America was founded on Muslim and Islam and Sharia law, she wouldn't be speaking. So I just don't get this. I just don't get this. I don't. She should be grateful she has a voice to speak in America, but then go against. It's just, yeah. Paris in flames. Nationwide riots intensify as block everything protesters bring France to a standstill. All right, here we go, folks. Riots in France intensifying. And again, Macron is still there. We told you guys back in a 2017 live stream, Macron and Trudeau forever. Trudeau fell off, but they replaced him with someone even worse than with Mark Carney's even worse. And now we have nationwide riots intensifies as block everything protesters in France. So France is in the state of severe civil unrest. Block everything protesters using violence and blockades to paralyze the country's infrastructure, including roads, railways, and airports. So let's look this up. Let's look up this block everything for you guys right now and see if it comes up on YouTube. See if YouTube is even allowed to, people are allowed to cover it on YouTube. Yeah, here we go. This is what's happening in France. So there's a lot of yeah, they're just, people are fed up in France. People have been fed up in France for the longest time now, since 2016, and it intensified in 2017, and then 2018 you had the Yellow Vest movement, and the Yellow Vest movement went on through till they pulled the trigger on a pandemic. Of course, France was on board to pull the trigger on a pandemic, of course, because there was civil unrest, and Macron wanted to stay in power. And Macron is a WEF puppet assigned by the WEF. We know this, and people in France are just tired. France has been going through, France and Spain. Spain was having a movement. Remember that we covered on Mike of the Night in 2018? There was a huge movement, a separatist movement in Spain. And that went pretty bad because everyone that was in the separatist movement got arrested or jailed for trying to gain independence, for a part of Spain to gain independence. And here we go in France. More, I guess these. Oh, there he is. There's Macron there. Nobody wants Macron. They've been wanting him out for the longest time now. And there's a lot of footage here. Let's see if we got more footage here for you guys. One sec. See if we have any. We're getting the same MO here, but block everything demonstration. This is the New York Post reporting on this. And we saw this in Hong Kong. Remember in 2019 in Hong Kong, just before they pulled the trigger on the pandemic. I don't know if you guys remember that. They were ready to pull the trigger on a pandemic because things were going sideways real fast. Things were going sideways real fast. And the country was falling apart. Let me see if I could pull up the other. Let's see if I can. There it is. All right, guys. I got the other I got the other one queued up here for you guys. Give me a sec here so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Remember, guys, I don't have a crew here. I'm just doing this alone. So, all right. Okay, so here it is, folks. Mike of the Night 228. They will pull the trigger on a pandemic, worldwide riots as the world burns. And let's open that video for you guys. So it's the same MO you're seeing. What's happening in France. This was happening in Argentina, and I think we have Chile here. And then we have Brazil. And then we have, that's Mexico. And then we have, yeah, I think that's in Chile. And then I think that's Argentina. The whole world was protesting. Hong Kong was protesting. No confidence in government. And yeah, something we've been at for a long time now. I think this one was in where was this one? I think this one was in Europe. You're getting a lot of them in Europe here too. Then we're getting the ones here in Hong Kong. So the whole world was protesting in 2019, no confidence in government. And we're going back to no confidence in government now in 2025. We're seeing it in France right now. We're seeing it all over the world. It's at a breaking point, and people are just completely fed up with this. Are just fed up with this leadership. Are fed up with just constantly not gaining any traction in life. You know, with raising taxes and making life more miserable for the average citizen. Oh, yeah, it's not good, says Alan Wallace in the comments there. Yes, product from Florida to where Mike is would be expensive. If you're living van life, okay, I got that already. Got that. Sorry, guys, I'm just reading your comments here. It's not good. Oh, someone's listening to us at work. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. What else? I don't know. Do I have any more headlines I want to go over? I just wanted to do a quick show. We want to call it Truth Hurts News. Just a pilot episode, see how it goes. I got a lot of bugs to work out. The thing is, guys, it takes time to do this stuff, to do it right and smooth. Mike in the Night, I pretty much got down pat. But the only problem is just finding the time to do it. It's really hard. It's really hard to Scott is saying eBay ships to Canada. No, if I get stuff in from the United States, I got to pay importing fees. So the importing fees, like I paid importing fees on a $40 item. I paid $74 importing fees I made a video, the video with the receipt showing you the importing, showing you what I bought the product for. So the importing fees were more money than the product. So yeah, thanks, Sandy. So it looks like we got nobody here. I wanted to get a call in and talk to somebody, but it looks like there's nobody on. Looks like nobody's around. No worries. I also wanted to test out the computer for tomorrow night's Mike in the Night. I wanted to test the computer out, and see if it's okay. Okay, the buttons work. All right, just checking to see if some of these buttons are working here. Dano's asking, is Alberta going to separate? Alberta's not allowed to separate. I made videos. Dano, you saw my videos on this. Alberta's not allowed to separate. It's part of the crown. It won't move. It's like the South in the United States seceding from the Union in the North. They won't allow it. James is saying have to try to sell other things than games like camping or fishing. Huh, I don't know. I think the whole Canadian middle class economy, disposable income thing is disappearing, and yeah, it may be time for me to get out of the whole retail thing altogether. Probably end up moving to the Philippines. Okay, guys, I did something for you guys on the channel. Okay, guys, please just take the time to check this. So I did something for you guys on the channel. Okay, so when you go to the YouTube channel now, you scroll down. There's my Philippine adventures. Who wants to move to the Philippines? So I made this thing kind of showing people around the Philippines on my perspective, the price of food, the price of bananas, the price of my house. And then we did our 7K Filipino home season 1 off-grid project house. I did that for you guys. So I made them into playlists where they all connect with each other in the right episodes in order. So you guys could see, so you guys could follow where we're at. Here are my shorts. And yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to put this out there for you guys tonight. Just do a trial. And it looks like we don't have looks like that we don't have anyone for call-ins tonight. No worries, guys. It's been an hour now. I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna go do a few things around the house before it gets too late. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in to our new, well, I'm trying it out, Truth Hurts News. Let me know in the comments if you guys want more of this, and tell me how you guys want to format this. More callers? Do you want to do more headlines? Do you want to do more just talking? I don't know, reading comments? What do you guys think? Truth Hurts News. I'd like to know, because the truth hurts, and if it's in the news, it's hard to digest. Also, guys, join our mailing list, MikeMartins1980@gmail.com. And, guys, join the channel. Join the YouTube channel. There should be, like, where the subscribe button is. Join the channel, or below this video, there should be join the channel. Join the channel. And support this transmission if you can. I would really, really, really appreciate it very, very, very much. Steven Sewell, thanks, buddy. Thanks, Sandy. Thanks, CJ. Thanks, Sheridan. Thanks, Walking Journey. What else? Games R Us, Cynthia, Rambler, Dano, Alan Wallace. Thanks, guys, for being here tonight on the show. Really appreciate it. Support and everything. Mike Martins here on the, what is this? The 14th day of September in the year of our Lord 2025. Signing off for Truth Hurts News. I have spoken.